Chapter 6. The shorter of the pair doffs his derby hat, beady eyes fastened on the satchel I carry. His fingers graze the bag. "Can I help you with that, miss?" Bumps rise on my skin and I release Keller's arm. He pushes me behind him. "She's got all the help she needs." The shorter man circles around his partner. "Don't look like she's your type, boy." The taller man's lips curl into a sneer. He steps forward, slapping his hand with the iron bar he swings. Keller plants his feet shoulder wide and brings a fist to his chest. "That's probably true, but I'm sure not handing her over to the likes of you." "I'll get her." The taller man growls, diving toward me. Keller drops his bag, runs forward, and tackles him. The tall man thuds to the ground with an oof. "Run, Braids!" I freeze. The shorter man lunges at me. I pull the contents from the satchel. Recalling Keller's earlier accusation, I mutter, "Not rocks." An iron candlestick in each hand, I swing one of them at the man. He ducks and sinks his finger into my forearm. Pinching pain radiates up to my shoulder. My muscles seize. My hand opens and the other candlestick drops to the ground, rolling out of reach. Keller is back on his feet and running. He turns his head and his eyes widen when he sees I'm still in the tunnel. The tall man stands again. He stalks toward me. Keller reverses, snatches the other candlestick, and hurls it like a spear. It knocks my assailant in the nose and he careens into his accomplice. They both teeter and crash like a wooden block tower. Pinprick sensations travel up and down my arm. I shake them off and sprint past Keller toward the exit. I've stepped out of my oversized boots. I glance back. Keller snatches up his bag and zigzags through the multitude converging in the pedestrian tunnel. I've lost sight of him. Where is he? It doesn't seem right to leave him behind after his help. I peek over my shoulder again. A cadet cap waves above the heads of the crowd. It's Keller. "Almost there," I shout. My heart jumps when I see the Lake Michigan shore. Keller is still a good distance behind. My chest heaves. My insides burn like I've swallowed a firebrand. I reach the crowded bank. I stop and wait for Keller to catch up. He slows to a walk, his chest expanding. He's a few feet away when the hooves of a horse team thunder between us. I step back. The fire engine clangs a warning bell. Policemen follow, forming a human barricade against everyone coming from the tunnel, Keller included. "No more room here," a policeman booms. "Go on north to Lincoln Park. There'll be room for you there." I've barely slipped through. Standing on tiptoe, I peek over the policeman's broad shoulders. Keller shrugs, his steps hesitant. "Thank you," I yell. Keller smiles, tips his cap, then looks north. He swings his satchel to the side, then follows the refugees scrambling to the prairies. I turn to the lake, my rapid heartbeat slowing. I've made it to safety, but an edge of disappointment splits my relief. Alone again. And I still must find my family. Keller's company would have been pleasant for a while longer, at least until I rejoined them. The wind, like a guiding hand, nudges me closer to the teeming lakeshore. The throngs of people should bring relief, but instead, this feels like another bridge to cross. I square my shoulders, but before I take another step, reassuring words float on the air. "Take care, Braids. I hope you find them." While I trudge through knee-high marshy mud, my stockinged feet suction with each step, I pause to examine faces. A man drops a few coins into a hole. He spears dirt with a shovel and buries them. "Pardon me, have you seen—" I swallow past my tightened throat and gulp back tears. His glazed eyes lock on me. He nods toward the hole. "I've nothing left. You'll not take it from me. I don't have anything. This is all of it. Don't touch them." I shake my head and back away, leaving him to his muttering. Hundreds of displaced people huddled together. It could take days to find my family. They must be here. If not, where would I even start? This ordeal isn't over now I've reached the lake. My own home might not even be left standing. The wintergreen aftertaste from Keller's candy rises from my stomach. I hunch over and breathe in and out until the moment passes. Citizens wade into the water, many hauling their belongings in with them. A wagon driver shoves trunks and carpet bags off his cart. They land with a thud, just missing my exposed toes. He gallops off with such speed that he must have another waiting customer. A trio of policemen look toward the western landscape that seethes and roils like an erupting volcano. "The courthouse bell has fallen," one of them says. The hushed atmosphere, different from the panicked fleeing I escaped earlier, should calm me, but the stunned quiet here is only a reminder that lives have been changed tonight. Young children wander up and down the shoreline and call for mothers and fathers. A barefooted boy sloshes mud on me as he races to a gentleman a few feet away. "Son!" The soot-faced father wipes the tears from his face. "Thank you, God." He hoists the tattered-clothed boy into the air and twirls him about. A woman and young girl join them, falling into a family embrace. My lip quivers. I need Papa's strong arms to hold me tight and Mother's delicate hands to fuss over my tangled hair. Sadie would wrap me in an eternal hug. I'd even smile at the sight of John. Where could they be? It must be close to 2 in the morning, though the night sky shines bright as noon and shimmers much like the northern lights I learned about in school. The reflected glow on the surface of Lake Michigan leaves me oddly in awe. But the wonder fades as finding shelter becomes my next priority. The crowd thins. Reunited families head north in search of a place to lodge for the night. The policemen blow their whistles. They wave their arms, shouting directions to move south along the lake. Our current location is no longer safe. The wind drives the fire closer. I pull my shawl around me and force my legs to move. We tramp as far as the wooden pier that extends into the lake, but the river mouth is too deep a channel to cross to the southern shore. A harbored ship turned sideways in the canal spans the river, acting as a bridge. The ship captain and his crew hover at the helm. A rope ladder hangs over the side. My limbs tremble. Climb that? The bottom rungs swing in the wind and slap against the side of the pier. The sailors above hold the ladder steady for each person. My turn. The rope burns my palms as I pull myself up. I stand tiptoe on each rung, avoiding contact with my blistered feet. Rough hands pull me over the side, but the crew member's voice is gentle. There you go, miss. I collapse onto the deck, scramble to my feet, then follow the line of refugees along the length of the ship. One by one, we climb down from the stern onto the sandy shore. The fire seems to have burned itself out on this side of the river. Its greedy strength gains in the northern half of the city, possibly reaching my home and neighborhood. I pray my family hasn't gone back there. Murmurs roll among the refugees that the pumping station roof has collapsed. Without water, there'll be no way to extinguish the fire. All we can do is pray. I bow my head and clasp my hands together. God, please keep my family safe. Direct our paths to find each other. Guide the firemen who are working tirelessly to put out the blaze. I thank him for the protection he's granted through my weary separation, and for a newsboy who's aided me in danger. I pray for Keller's safety too. My steps grow heavy as exhilaration subsides and my adrenaline wanes. I yawn. Frightened voices exclaim that the prisoners in the courthouse jail have been loosed. My pulse quickens, but the many policemen monitoring the lakeside won't allow us harm. If I stay in one place, maybe my family will find me. I sink to the ground, remove my shawl, and ball it up as a pillow. I'll rest, just a few minutes. My eyes close, and what must be moments later, Mother, Papa, and Sadie shake me awake. I sit up, but I'm too drowsy to stand. John is there too, and with uncharacteristic tenderness covers me with his frock coat. They've found me. Lightness engulfs and carries me. Sadie pulls me to my feet, though I hardly feel the tug on my wrist. Then arm in arm, we race along the lakeshore. Mother, Father, and John stroll behind us. No worry in their faces. No concern for our future. The trace of smoke on their clothing is as strong-smelling as my own. John creeps up, lifts and cradles Sadie as if carrying his new bride across the threshold. She giggles and squeals. He sets her down, then hoists me onto his back and sprints. I hold on for dear life, my arms wrapped around his neck. The jostling ride rattles my bones, and my laughter stutters in the air. You're making a spectacle, Mother chides. I've nearly forgotten my anger at him. I slide off. Sadie slips her arm about my waist like she used to when we were little. Promise me you'll visit me often after I'm married. We whisper about her grand wedding and the house she and John will live in, and about a boy with golden-colored hair and moon-glow blue eyes. Then we tear off into a run again, far away from the fire, almost as if it never happened at all.